Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kapa. Happy birthday to me. You know, it's kind of interesting how everything turns out, you know? It's funny because I never really think about how much I've grown, even when I do get older. But then I sit down and really think about all that's happened in every single year that's passed, every single year that I grow. I think of every single scenario, almost every single moment that I've been here on this earth, and I realize so much has changed in my short period of life. And yet it feels like so much happened. Like if you had told me years prior to this, when I was still trying to figure things out, when I was still figuring my way through this kind of complex world, trying to break through these barriers, trying to leap over these hurdles that have been placed my way. And then you look up at the sky and you look at your surroundings and you look at everything and you wonder how it came to be. I did those exact same things and I came to the conclusion that I would go through that all again. The bad moments, the good ones, I'd go through it all again. As time goes on, you would hope that things would get easier. Life is never easy. I started knowing that little by little right after I turned 13, and I realized that the older I got, you can't take too much for granted. And I'm sorry to those who are watching this feeling a little down. My intention for this wasn't necessarily to bring you down with me. It was just as a means to highlight the fact that I've gone through many changes, I've gone through many different cycles, and I've overcome so much to grow up to be someone I could look at without some sort of disdain. Because for years I've always had that self-loathing buried deep in my mind, and I felt like people were right when they criticized me, when they told me all these negative things, when they belittled me and undermined who I was as a person. I look out into the streets, I look out and see all these people, all these cars driving by, all these buildings in my way, all of the scenery, my environment, the atmosphere that it creates, the sort of world we live in. And I just kind of escape from it all. I've never really had too many moments in life where I've genuinely been elated to the point where it's been a consistent period of pure joy and happiness. But I've never been truly just out for the count. Although there have been times where I've been tested. Like, wow, I really did make it through all this. I really made it. Not necessarily as a content creator, not necessarily as a big name. And I don't want that stereotypical fame either. I like that Ricky Gervais thing. He's loved for being who he is, but he's also hated for speaking the way he does. Now, why would I want to be hated, or why would I want to be seen as kind of the villain? That's kind of how I've been looked at, as just an anomaly, as something that should be fixed, as something that should not tamper with the very comfort and existence of the current expectations and societal standards that we live with. I am an exception to a rule that I learned about growing up, where you needed to follow certain examples, you needed to follow certain people, you needed to do certain things, and you needed to maintain this sort of pattern, this sort of quota, in order to be something, in order to be someone, in order to be acknowledged. And it infuriated me. It still infuriates me. But then I let go. I let go of all of it. And you know, when you do let go and you just drop all that bitterness in yourself, and you drop all that negativity just for a split second, you start connecting with the environment more. You start to manifest yourself on a spiritual level. You start to manifest yourself on a personal level. You start to become one with yourself, and it almost as if you're kind of connecting with yourself. You're almost like you're talking to another version of yourself from across the room. And it really opened my eyes to a lot of things. And I realized in this short period of time that I've been on this earth, that I've been alive, I have overcome and cheated so many negative outcomes that should have put me down. I have put myself through all of that, and I have burst through all of that, and I have broken every negative expectation that has been placed on me, every single doubt that people have put on me, that I wouldn't be anybody, I wouldn't be able to even function as a person, my mindset would be too destructive, I would not last, I would not cooperate, I would not be able to function as a human being, I would not do anything worth noting. And eventually I snapped. I didn't want to be like everybody else. I didn't want to be just another statistic. I didn't want to be this person that everybody else considered quote unquote normal. I don't believe in that shit. I still don't. Normality in a sense has never been my strong suit. No matter how many times I've really tried to be accepted for it. After a while, I really dropped the ball and I just decided, fuck these shackles. These chains will not hold me anymore. These same expectations, these same standards, all these things that these people put on me every day of my life for a good period of time, I gave up and I decided to rip these chains off. I donned on a new look. I got rid of the mask that I wore for years, and I looked at myself in the mirror for the first time, and I realized I love being different. I love the sensation that courses through my body, this inner satisfaction of being completely off the grid, being someone that doesn't follow the same set of rules that everybody else follows. Why? Because I refused to be that same pinnacle of success everybody so heavily was interested in. I didn't want to be that success story. I didn't want to be seen as another stereotypical hero in the story. At that point, I gave up on superheroes. Fuck being a superhero, I was ready to be the villain. And the reason for it is because everybody at that point already saw me as the villain. So you know what? Fuck it. Let them think I'm the villain, because for a long time, that's all they ever saw me as. And I enjoyed that feeling because I would much rather be the villain in this story for being who I want to be, for being who I am and sticking true to who I am, than being hailed as a hero for the things that I personally do not identify with, for who I am not. I'm not trying to do bad by people, but I'm not trying to be a people pleaser either. And every moment that I don't bow down to these same expectations that were placed on me when I was younger, it thoroughly pleases me to give the finger to those who have looked down upon me for being every single thing that I am not. Because I just want to be me. Simple little me. I am who I am because I don't let people put a standard on me. I'm not going to be another statistic. I am not going to let people walk all over who I built myself up to be. I finally made peace with myself after so many years of being angry, so tense. I won't say I'm completely happy. Obviously, there are things that could be better, but I'm a lot more at peace with myself. And I'm glad that I went through all this struggle, all this time, all these experiences. I would gladly go through it all again if it means I get to witness my journey as a second party. God, it's really been one hell of a journey. And I thank you guys for being there to listen, because it's not easy to spill my guts the way I do, where you just tell some of the darkest parts of yourself to an open community of people, and then you actually ask someone to animate it for you. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I look pretty fucking good animated. Enjoy what you can while you still have it. Enjoy your life, enjoy who you are. And if you don't enjoy it, find something to be happy about. Find something that you want to change in yourself and pursue it to the best of your abilities. Pursue it until your heart feels at peace. But never lose sight of who you are. Never lose sight of what kept you going, and never lose sight of what makes you who you are as a person. And never forget about the people who stand by you. Never forget them, because they will never forget you. Even when time goes on, those memories live on. So I thank everyone and everything for putting me in a position to say I made it. I may not be financially successful, I may not be some big shot, but at least I was able to come forth and tell my story in a way. It's been fun. Bittersweet, but fun. Happy birthday to me.